When we're streaming, Jake, let me know, or I'll pop it up. Oh, here we are. Hello, everybody on Facebook. Good morning. Welcome to the industry. I'm excited to hang out with you guys today. This is gonna be a mixture of conversation that I'm gonna have a little bit around some things. Jake is here with me today, and Q&A style. So if you're with me on Zoom right now, or you wanna come on Zoom, or you're on the Facebook and you have a specific question or a topic that you want me to riff on, feel free to put it here live, and then I can riff on it, I can share. We also have a feed in the Facebook group that is our main Q&A feed. So throughout the week, if something comes up that you want me to talk about on the next week's episode, that feed is a really good place to just like pop in a question or a topic that you want me to riff on. So that's our intro. So if anyone has something on a Zoom or the live stream, plug it in there. But we did want to start off, and maybe I'll just like let Jake kind of segue me into a conversation around consistency. Yeah?
Yeah. Consistency is big in your business, but you know, how does it affect your personal life, and when did you start noticing that, like early on, kind of in your business, but in your personal life, being consistent?
Yeah. So it's so interesting because to me, consistency in general in our life, not just business, but in our life, is the most important thing. And when we think of consistency, honestly, when I hear the word consistency, a lot of the time I'm like, oh, that's so basic. Like, duh, everyone just be consistent. But consistency in my health, my fitness, my routine, my schedule, consistency is the reason that I have the success that I have in my business and in like my personal life, my health, my fitness, my relationship. Like, consistency is the number one thing. And I think it's like I'll answer your question, but I think if we can't master consistency in our regular life, we're not gonna excel. We're not gonna have a very successful business. Like, if we can't master the basics of consistency in regular life, it is just not possible that we're actually gonna excel and create a massively successful business or whatever it is that you're doing in your life. So, you know, it's interesting because most people look at me now, because it is true, I'm extremely consistent with daily habits, with business, with health, with fitness, but I was not always this way. So for me, consistency really started when I started my fitness journey, early 20s, when I was away at school, when I was like, I'm gonna have a regular sleep routine now. I'm gonna have a regular workout routine now. I'm gonna eat consistently. Like, I don't know about you guys, but when I was in high school or even like my late teens, I was not consistent with how I ate in terms of like when I ate or even the foods. And then when I started my health and fitness journey in university, I became more consistent of like fueling my body at regular times. That made a huge difference of like just having energy, duh, like this is why it's so basic, but it makes such a big difference. Like, eating regularly, eating good foods regularly, all of a sudden I started to feel better. I started to have more energy. I started to write all of these different things. So it's like these basics we often overthink because it's like, oh, it doesn't matter, but it actually does. And so for me, it started with like health, fitness, food, sleep. And then once I mastered that, I was able to add consistency more into my business. And so it all elevates. Okay, there's a question, but it's a little bit off the topic of consistency.
Yeah, can I follow that up?
Yeah.
Like, when did you start noticing that consistency was the key? Like, yeah, I know you said with health and fitness, but when, like, did you start getting into health and fitness and then notice consistency, or did you choose consistency first?
It's like, which one came first, the chicken or the egg, right? I feel like I didn't have consistency mastered until I decided I wanted to transform my body. And then I realized in order to transform my body, I have to be consistent. So I didn't have consistency first, but I realized, well, if I want to create a transformation, I have to learn how to be consistent. And we learn how to be consistent by practice. And so I built the consistency through just saying I'm going to start, and then it was hard, and then it became a routine, and now it's like the things that I do in my life, in my business, it doesn't even feel like I have to think about it. It doesn't feel hard, but when I was building that habit, it felt hard. So I didn't have it mastered before. I decided I want to transform my body, and then I realized in order to do that, I need to figure out consistency.
So what were the like small kind of habits that you adopted first?
I would say waking up earlier. for me was a big one. Like I started to wake up earlier, so sleep, and then I started to work out every day. And so at the beginning, it was like just work out. It doesn't matter when, right? Like if you need to do it one day in the morning because that's how it fits your schedule that day, or after work or whatever, it was just like, today I'm gonna work out. Today I'm gonna wake up early. Today I'm gonna work out, right? And then it became like, oh, now I'm really finding a groove of like, what time do I like to work out? So then it became, I'm gonna wake up early and work out early, right? And then, oh, you know, today I'm gonna eat healthy, but today I'm gonna eat healthy and my meals are gonna be generally around the same time. So it was like, it was more of just like, I'm gonna do this and it doesn't matter when I'm gonna do it today. And then it became like, oh, I notice when I work best working out. Oh, I notice that I actually like to be a morning person and I get more done. So then it was like, I was adding on time to the consistency. So it was like, start, just do it every day. And then it became more of like scheduling when I do things. And then it created a structure for my entire life.
So what were the follow-up habits that you adopted after, you know, health and fitness? What did you then move on to now that you were kind of like energized?
Health, fitness, sleep. You know, for me, it's like, those are the main things. And then in between those things, what I will say is like, then it allowed me to be in a right state of mind to have a positive mindset. So for me, it was like health, fitness, sleep. And I know generally like the time of when I do all those different things. And then having that structure was the way for me to stay accountable to being positive, to being productive in between those things. So then it was like, if I'm gonna dedicate, you know, at this time I'm working out and this time I'm fueling my body, then the space between was maybe different each day, but it became more productive space because I was treating my mind and my body and like my physical body, my mindset better. So then whatever I was doing in between, like at the time, school, studying, going to class, working on projects, whatever, just felt like more quality. That's kind of how it's worked out for me. So how do you regulate your new nerves, mood, energy when beginning a new habit? So at the beginning, it's hard because it's like, say for example, you're like, I'm gonna start waking up early and working out. You're gonna, for a while, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be tired because your body's not used to getting up at that time and then working out, just as an example. So at the beginning, it's like, you're not regulated yet, but you just have to go through that phase where you aren't regulated yet, where you are still tired and your body and your mind is still adjusting. We don't get to a regulated place unless we're able to like keep consistent, even though it doesn't feel perfect yet. You know what I mean? So I think that it's like one reminder that the consistency will build the regulation, is the first thing. When you say business takes a massive effort in the beginning, I mean, business takes a massive effort at the beginning, the middle, and the end. And I could even argue that business is even harder as you are more established because there's more things in place, you wear more hats and all the stuff. So this is why for me, the habits of like health, fitness, positivity, mindset are the most important, because when I am communicating with my team or working on projects or coaching a client or whatever, I need to be my best, right? So it's like, so then the habits behind the scenes or the habits outside of business are supporting me to be more productive and efficient when I'm doing the business tasks. So that's basically how I see it. The available support does shift in time, yeah. It's more so at the beginning, you're adjusting to building a business. At the beginning, you're like, oh my God, now I'm doing all these things. At the beginning, it's like, this is all new. So it feels heavier, like energetically, and practically you're just doing more. So this is where it's like, we're growing our capacity. We're making sure, right? Building these habits means that you're building the capacity and growing the capacity to build something incredible, to be able to do the things that you need to do to build your business and coach your clients and grow and all the other things that come with success. But at the beginning, it feels like this is hard because it's different. It's like, whoa, you're going from not building a business to building a business. It's like adding it all together. But this is why, you guys, like, when you get to a place in your business, you have so many clients, you've got maybe team members, you've got, hi Ocean, you can't see Ocean, but Ocean is right here. You've got all the different things, right? When your business becomes a a corporation, right? And taxes become bigger. You've got more things happening behind the scenes and whatever. It's like, whoo, how are we prepared for that? But if you are consistent with your health, your fitness, your mindset, your sleep, the stuff that actually supports you to be a thriving human, then you're going to be able to hold all of the things in a more sustainable way, as opposed to if you're not taking care of yourself, you're going to crash and burn because physically and mentally you can't handle it because it's just too much. So to me, it's like the growth of a business or success, we have to constantly be refining our capacity and even more so prioritizing the basic things to be able to handle it all, right? Marley had a good question too. I would love to know the inner transformation that happened with consistency, and how do you handle the moments when you just do not want to do it? The inner transformation when it comes to consistency is exactly that. The moments when you're like, I don't want to, or it'd be easier to not, that's when you decide to still do it, that's when the inner transformation is actually happening. Because you can just say like, oh, I don't want to, or oh, I'll just do it tomorrow and I'll skip today. But if you have a conversation with yourself and say, who do I want to be? I know that I don't want to do it, but I know I'm going to feel better after. I know that this is supporting me to be better in, the areas of my life that I'm looking to achieve more. That's when you become, that's when personal power is built. That's when self-trust is built. That's when all of these codes, these soft skills that I've been talking about lately in different places is actually built in the moments where you have to decide, am I actually going to do it or am I not? Like if I can't be consistent working out every day, how am I someone who can be a CEO of a multi-million-dollar business? It doesn't line up. If I can't be consistent to take care of myself, then how can I expect to have team members who are going to show up and do their work? It doesn't work. It doesn't if I don't take care of me, how can I expect people to come into my world and be self-led? So it's like I go there with the big questions in the moments where like, I would rather not right now, right? And it's like, yeah, but also what's the big picture here? You know what I mean? So that's where personal power is built. I think about this a lot. Like we're just all humans trying to have a good human experience in life. Like it's just like, we're just living our life. We see life through our lens and through our perspective. So to me, it's like if I can just do the things, the small things to allow me to have a better quality of life, then yeah, I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? Like for example, I went to bed a little bit early last night. Like I was in bed at about 8:30. And I mean asleep at 8:30, but I was wide awake at 5 and my alarm doesn't go off until 5:45, but I was up at 5:10 and I had my coffee and I was sitting in here at 5:10 and I was in the gym working out at 5:30, 5:35. So, and I knew, I'm like, I have a busier day. We're doing the industry. I've got a thing, but I'm like, get up, do this, feel good, get into a vibe. Like I want to look back on my day and be like, you woke up, you took care of yourself. You got on, you did your live stream show. You were in Voxer coaching your clients. You've had your team help you write an email this morning. Like I today had shit done before 8 a.m. and most people were still sleeping. And I lived a lifetime and I feel so good about that. And we'll be done the industry and I'll be doing a thing and it'll still be early afternoon. I want my life to be so full, but we can't have a full life if we don't have the energy for it. So it's the little things are the big things to support us to have a very meaningful and successful life.
So what motivates you? How do you find motivation in order to do all that?
I just find it. Internal motivation. I think that it's what motivates me is, here's the thing. Earlier on in my life, and maybe a lot of you can resonate with this, I was always looking for external motivation. At the beginning, it was because you're gonna be skinny, because you're gonna lose weight, because the weight on the scale is gonna go down, because you're gonna make more money. It was very external at the beginning, and there's just something to be said about that. But I have a lot of external results in my life. I lost a lot of weight. I made a lot of money. I have constant external results. Those don't excite me anymore. What excites me now, the motivation now, is that I get to feel better. I get to be more. I get to have the energy to continue to innovate and create and like, you know what I mean? It's like the capacity is the thing that motivates me now. So oh, there you see Ocean. You just needed the world to see you. Everyone say hi to Ocean. Hi. You know why I think he comes to me when I'm here, like talking, is Ocean can tell when I'm stressed. I'm not stressed right now, but I'm talking loud, so he comes and comforts me. I feel like it's a thing. It's cute. But yeah, I mean, you know what? If you feel unmotivated right now, yes, it is important to have internal motivation, but it might actually be beneficial for you at the beginning as you're building consistency to have an external goal. Because I think it's easier to, at the beginning, attach to an external goal. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to make 10K. I want to blah, blah, blah. Still taking care of your inner being, but eventually you're going to get to a point where the external doesn't drive you. So you have to find something internal to drive you, and it will be the journey and it will be the quality of life that will drive you. And when you can get to a place where you've got external things happening and it's so good and you feel an internal drive, that's next level happiness. That's next level life. Because then you're not only driven by external, you're fulfilled by the internal things, you're fulfilled by the journey, and you're still consistent, you're still becoming better, and it's just this cycle, right? We're becoming healthier, better humans internally. We're like there's no end to personal power. There's no end to motivation. There's no end to all of this. And that's actually what excites me, but that's an internal thing. That's not an external. But the more that I'm better, feel better on the inside, the more external results I get. But I'm not only driven by the external, if that makes sense. So it's just interesting how it all works together. So the external results help you navigate building up a strategy. Yes. Yeah. It's this balance. You know, I think a lot of the times, you know, obviously only focusing on external goals and external motivation becomes not healthy, but I think having a healthy relationship with external results is important, because I think sometimes people are so afraid to have an external goal, but then they don't ever achieve anything because they're so afraid of saying, I want to lose 10 pounds or I want to make $100 or whatever, right? And they're like, oh, I shouldn't attach to external. Having a healthy relationship with external results is important, but also at the same time we have to balance that out with just like, I love getting up early. I even said to Eric the other day, it was like, I just love the feeling of getting up and it's still dark outside, like Eric's still asleep, but I love the feeling of being in the gym and it's early. I love the feeling of like I'm moving my body, I'm working out, and like the world is still sleeping. Like there's something about that. I just love that feeling. And so, you know, the balance of it all is so important. So big. So big. Anything else?
Yeah, Aaron says, does this time you take to calibrate, does it sometimes take you longer than other days?
To calibrate?
Yeah.
The way that I see it though is like, it's not about, oh, I need to calibrate today. It's like every day adds up so I feel better tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I have better days than others. I have good bad days, you know what I mean? Like that still happens. But to me, it's just like focusing on taking care of myself today in this moment will make me feel better today, but then it will make me also feel better tomorrow. So I just feel like it's more of like an accumulation of it. And I don't put pressure on like, oh, I need to do this now to feel better now. You know what I mean? I just trust the flow and the process of everything. And I don't get caught up in how I feel on a day-to-day basis. Because I could feel like shit today and then take care of myself and wake up tomorrow and feel amazing. So I don't judge myself when it's like a bad day. Because here's the thing, we can rock consistency and do all the things, but you're still gonna have a shit day. You're still gonna have a bad day. But the biggest piece is I don't beat myself up. I just know this is life, it's part of life. And the reason I think I don't compound the emotion is because I am just taking care of myself. Like I know it's about consistency. You know, it's like with working out, it's the best example. Like I remember it was Eric would always say this to me because at the beginning I was like, I would beat myself up if I missed a day or if I didn't feel good. And he's like, Steph, it's just one day. If you work out 80-90% of your life, that is so good. What you do or don't do today doesn't matter. What actually matters is what you do overall. So if you're consistent and you feel good 80-90% of the time, you're good. But the thing is, the days that don't feel good, it really doesn't feel good. So it feels like it's, oh my God, this is my whole life, but it's just one day, right? So, yesterday, for example, the night before yesterday, so Wednesday night, for whatever reason, I didn't get really good sleep. And so yesterday, I was really, really, really tired, and I had a headache all day. And I felt like shit, I'm not gonna lie. But I rocked yesterday. The Karma training was so good, and I led a 2-hour mastermind. I had a headache all during Karma. I had a headache all during the mastermind, and even worse after the mastermind because I was staring at a computer for 2 hours. But I did it, and that's why I went to bed early last night, and I wake up and I'm like, fine. And everything was fine yesterday. I didn't feel good, but I feel good today. You know what I mean? So it's like, it just all balances out, and the biggest thing is I just don't judge myself. But this is how we grow our capacity. And like yesterday, I could have been like, oh, I have a headache, so I'm going to cancel everything. The way we grow our capacity sometimes is by stretching. So it might be an edge of like, oh, I don't feel the best, but I'm going to show up. You show yourself that you can still perform and everything is good. So we show ourselves that we're stronger than we realize.
So what would you say to somebody, they're starting their business, starting coaching, they want that lifestyle, but they're not enjoying it today, didn't enjoy it yesterday, didn't enjoy it the day before, but you know what I'm saying? That's like the grind. They're starting their business, they're pushing through. How do you get through that initial stage, and like when does it start feeling like it gets better?
Well, I think a big piece of this is you have to decide, it's the way that we're looking at it. You know what I mean? Like yes, it's gonna start to feel better over time, but it's a perspective thing. Why did today not feel good? Why did today suck? Like, are you looking at it from the wrong perspective? Like this is another piece of all of this, is like I try my best, even if it's not the best scenario, I try my best to have a good perspective. I always try and find the good angle. So yes, things can get better over time and things will feel better over time, but you have the opportunity to look at something today from a different perspective that allows it to feel better today. And I think perspective is everything, because you might have an idea that's made up in your mind that's unrealistic. Like, it should feel so good, but that might not be realistic. It might be these unnecessary expectations, and we can just combat that by deciding to choose your perspective today. Was it really awful? Or are you deciding that it just wasn't as good as you thought, but it was still pretty good, How does your content strategy differ between Instagram and Facebook, the difference in networking strategy between those platforms? So I'll explain the way that I see these platforms, and it will help you understand. So Instagram content is about popularity, trends, and micro content. Instagram, think about the way that you scroll Instagram. It's very quick. So it's about what looks good, what catches your eye, and what is easy to consume. It's very like popularity, boom, boom, boom. It's gotta look good, it's gotta feel good. It's like trending kind of vibes. It's like, Instagram is like celebrity. It's like there has to be an etiquette to it, right? That's Instagram. Facebook is more community. Facebook is like people, it's like a slower energy on Facebook. It's like, I'm gonna read this long post and I'm gonna write this comment and we're gonna talk back and forth, and it is more conversational, it's more community based. So Instagram content is more of like potent, grabbing people's attention, it looks good, it feels good, it's very quick. And Facebook, the energy is more of community. So just keep that in mind. That's why I don't just like copy and paste my Instagram post on my Facebook, because it doesn't land the same. That's why I don't just post my carousel post on Facebook, because no one's gonna tap through all those 10 pictures and consume it the same way on Facebook. Put it into a caption with a picture of you. So it's like you can share the same message, but it's just a different etiquette. So just keeping that in mind when you're posting on Instagram versus Facebook. How are you feeling Are you like, life is good, business is good, you've got a routine, you feel a good momentum for the year? Are you there? Or are you like, I'm still trying to find my way? You're like, what? You're like still in holiday mode. Like, there's no right or wrong answer, but it's always fun to see how people are feeling. Momentum, feeling good, freaking fantastic. That is just fabulous. I feel like coming into the new year, it was just like, boom, we're here. Like, so I feel it.
Here?
Well, and I love this on the Zoom right now. Pearl is like, I want to add more fun into my life as I build my business. Been doing more lives, Lorna says. So fun interacting with everyone. Like, I think that it's like, bring more fun into your business and more community. I think it's like, get on, do lives, interact with your people, have so much fun, like do a thing, create more events, more experiences. Like, I think it is so important for us as coaches, as the business builders, to have more fun for us, but also create more fun experiences for other people. Like, this is really co-creation, I feel like. Is there any part of the process of building you don't like, but you do it because it's necessary? Yeah. I mean, all of it. Like, not all of it, but like, I mean, very simple back end stuff that's just like daunting. Like, any kind of business is obviously not fun, but it's required. But also certain things, it excites me because as business grows, the more things behind the scenes are in place, and that excites me because it's just a sign of like business growth. You know what I mean? But honestly, like everything that I do, I'm so in it. And like Marley, for those of you who are in the collective, you're really like literally with me every day and all the things. Like, I love being so in my business still. Like, I love being live. I love training, like doing the trainings the way I do. Like, sometimes I still love to do like random offers. Like, you know, so many people stop doing certain things as business grows, and I get that. But like, the reason I'm here is because I'm still so in it. I know that wasn't really your question, but that just kind of came through. Like, I really want to feel, like, I want to feel alive in my business. I want to be in it. I want to be having conversations. I want to be like in it with people and doing it. Like, I'm still so in the game, and it feels so much. I love that, Pearl. That's why I love you so much. Thank you. Like, it's just, you know, again, I go through seasons personally where I need more like time off or space, but too much of that, then I just feel disconnected from the purpose of all of this. You know what I mean? That's why, like, last year, my one biggest regret about last year was not doing in-person stuff. So at the end of last year, I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm going to start selling in-person stuff now. And like, here we are. I'm doing, you know, the one-to-one weekend coming up. And so I was just like, anything that you feel like you regret not doing, go do. You know, I think that this is a big thing around like regretting an opportunity. Like, everything is available. I said this in my post yesterday. Like, every opportunity is in front of us. It's a choice to create it. It's a choice to choose it, create it, or if you can't, it's a choice to be resourceful and find a way to do it. You know, there's so many opportunities, there's so many experiences that you can choose to be in or that you can create. Like, why are we not doing this? Like, this is why we've started our businesses, is we get to live a life and build a business that's so like multi-dimensional and creating different things. And I think sometimes we get caught up in all the stuff, and then we forget to have a lot of fun, and we forget that fun is literally the money maker, you know what I mean? So it's so good. Okay.
So something you talk about a bit and it comes up, what do you do when you're the responder, but you're not getting that feedback from your community? Like, we just had, there weren't any questions, but we kind of sat for a second and then you went. But like, how do you feel when you don't get that feedback?
I feel like shit. It's the worst feeling when you need feedback and there's none, and you're just like, you have not, like, if anyone can relate, it's literally the worst feeling. Like, you feel like it's like you can't exist. It's like you feel like it's like you just. But here's the thing: is what do you do, right? Like, what do you do? You can't do anything. So to me, it's like I could sit here and talk all day, especially when there's comments. But if there aren't, then I can't. So I mean, what do? You just don't do anything. This is also why I have a Jake, because if there's no comments, then I'm like, Jake, hi. You know what I mean? Yes, just do something. So, well, like, anything else I want to just share with updates? There's a few things.
What about, like, what is the, like, the thing you're most excited about in your business? Like, not necessarily like the experiences, the VIP, but like tasks in your day to day that like keep you like excited?
I love I get excited when we're sending an email. Does that sound so silly? I'm like, yeah, like let's send this freaking email. Like I get excited when we're like preparing stuff behind the scenes. They're so cute. I get excited about little stuff like that. Like I get excited waking up in the morning and being like checking my notifications and checking my email, like what's going on. Those little tasks, honestly, that really excites me. Like little stuff like that, it just feels like things are moving. You know, you guys hear me talk about all the time, it's the little things that add up. It is the emails, it is the notifications, it is the little things that create the big thing. So those small things really excite me. Yeah, some days it's boring, some days I'm over it, but on a regular basis, it's a little stuff that really excites me. So selling is super exciting part of your business, almost like it is a pillar. I would love to hear your mentality behind that. I just think it is. Like selling is part of my business in the sense of like, you know, I'm very straightforward. Hey, I'm gonna sell this thing to you today. I'm very straightforward, like opt into this email list if you wanna be sold to. Like I don't know, like I like buying that way. And I mean, we're coaches and we're online selling our coaching offers and people know it. So why try and hide it? Like it feels for me, the more transparent and the more fun I have selling, the better it works anyways. So, you know, trying to hide it never lands. Trying to be salesy never lands, but just being like, this is fun and I'm gonna have fun doing it. Like, to me, it's like, I have to sell in my business. So if I have to sell, then I might as well have fun doing it. And then I create a good experience for me. And then it's a mutual experience of people have fun watching me sell or people have fun buying in my world. So that's how I see it. Like I'm gonna do it, so I might as well do it in a way that's fun. Yeah. With that being said, I'm kind of gonna wrap up a little bit. A few things that I just want to share with you guys. We have this year coming up, speaking of selling, I'm gonna sell to you. My shirt is doing a thing. This year, we're playing with we have some offers coming that are not traditional coaching offers. So they're not master classes or they're not trainings and they're not bundles, they're not coaching, but they're still extremely valuable and important. And I'm not gonna say what this is, but I'm gonna be launching a brand new type of offer that is gonna be a 28-day experience in February. Some of you might have actually bought this because I have been selling it without telling what it is on the Stuff Sells list. So you're gonna see this because it does start on February 1st, and I'm just really, really excited for this offer, for what it's gonna do for you. And I have a feeling like it is gonna turn into something really big in my world. And it's not really, like, the thing that's exciting too is you don't have to be a coach to join this. It is something that's just, it's more of a lifestyle experience. So we have some things like this happening this year that we're adding into my world. Yes, and this one is in the collective. So if you're in the collective, this is included. And I was gonna address that as well. Like, we're including these things in the collective because I want the collective to be even more no-brainer. I want it to be like, you get to be in my world and learn everything, and you get to do these experiences because it is obviously beneficial for you if you're a coach and building your business as well. So most of these things will be included in the collective, and if they're ever not, you will know. So that's it for today. So I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your Friday, a fabulous weekend. I'll see you guys where we're connected and all the other places in between this show. I love you so much. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you guys in a few weeks. Mwah. Bye, everyone.